let's get right into it. Y'all know the drill. Y'all know the drill. Listen. I'm getting back into these fitness videos because we need to lock in. Listen, New Year's is coming up. A lot of you guys are in some terrible shape. You guys are out of shape, 40% body fat. You're not locking in. So from now on, this channel is about locking in, getting to your goals, really losing the fat for real. No bullshit, no fancy shit. Just getting the work done. You guys need to get the work done, man. Hold on, this big titty girl messaged me. Hold on. If I say this. I'm about to get in there. Okay, anyway, all right. So, like I said, y'all need to lock in. This is the reason majority of people will never ever lose belly fat, like for real, like G shit. So, a majority of you guys will never lose belly fat. You need to lock in if you want to change your life, because you can change the direction of your life. I made a video on this about changing the direction of your life. If you really change what you do on a daily basis, it's going to compound over time because change is in what you do daily, right? That's where the significant change is, what you do daily. If you're daily eating a bunch of bullshit, daily you're eating a bunch of calories, daily you're not tracking your macros, daily you're not hitting the gym, daily you're not being active, you're just sitting around drinking beer, daily you're drinking alcohol, you are never going to reach your goals, all right? So what you're doing on a daily basis is so important, all right? Now, here is a few of the, things that we have to get out of our heads, okay? I know that in society today, they're always saying, oh, love is blind, dad bods are hot. So that kind of gives you a scapegoat when it's like, dang, man, I'm about to lock in. You know what? They said dad bods are hot. Let me just not lock in because I have a dad bod anyways. Or love is blind. Physique doesn't matter. We live in appearance-based society. The first thing people see is your physique, period. I can tell you when I was skinny versus when, I had muscle, way difference. When I was fat and had titties versus when I'm lean, big ass difference. The difference is insane. All right, straight up. So all these misconceptions contribute to a lot of people not taking their health seriously, which is why the average man is 28.1 fucking percent body fat, which is insane. That's huge as hell. Bro, the average man has more titties than girls. It just is what it is. It's insane. All right, specifically in America. How many of us have gotten into relationships? You get complacent, you gain some weight, you just like, oh my God, I like Netflix and cookies. How many of you have done that dumbass shit, right? And it's going to negatively affect the relationship because your girl is going to see me, who's never going to be in a relationship. She's going to see my ass at the gym. Look at this shit. She's going to see this at the gym. And you're just like, you got titties everywhere. Like you're trying to hold your titties while you're at the gym. You're like, hold on, babe, hold on. Do you have your bra? Like, come on, bro. Like, you have big ass titties, you're out of shape, and your girl's looking at me when you're in the gym. All right. It's going to affect everything because when you're out of shape, you get tired faster, bro. You're not going to be able to last longer. Now, I know some of you guys think it's funny when it's like, oh, you have all that muscle in the last 30 seconds. Shut the hell up, bro. Y'all be saying the dumbest shit. You guys can't even last 30 seconds because you can't even get a chick in front of you. So shut the hell up. All right. Ain't no one lasting 30 seconds. You're going to last longer. You have more endurance at least when you are in shape because you're not going to be out of breath quickly. Like when I was 226, 230, and I was trying to stroke some shit. I was like, because I had a girl at the time. I was done after like, man, my ass was tired as fuck. I was like, hold on. Come on now. Like it is what it is. It's not that deep. When you're out of shape, you just don't have as much endurance. Period. It is what it is. When you're out of shape, you don't have that much endurance. And when you have a big ass stomach, you can't even see what's down there. You can't even see a dick when you look down. You just see a stomach. All right. It is what it is. It's not that deep. So don't start in here with the you can't last 30 seconds. It's always the dudes who don't even get play. Shut the hell up, bro. Like, I don't have time for the bullshit. We're locked in now. High level shit only. All right. High standards only. All right. So, number one, I will say, is definitely lack of awareness regarding nutrition. I blame this on school and society. Nobody ever tells you what to eat. No one tells you what's bad and what's good. This is what I eat when I go out. If my client's watching this is Yard House, bro. This is my fucking Yard House. This is what I eat when I go out. If I go to Yard House, you guys already know, if I go to Outback, I have an ebook on all of that shit. Like I'm gonna eat certain foods when I go to those places because where you are has no correlation to what you eat. What you eat is correlated to what you pick to eat. Because when you look on the menu, there's choices. If you're like, dang, I don't have a choice, and you pick the biggest back option, that's on you. You had a fucking choice. There's always a grilled chicken salad at the worst places. So if you go to a horrible place, grilled chicken salad. If you go to a decent grill, they're gonna have every steak, salmon, everything grilled. They're gonna have potatoes. They're gonna have, mashed potatoes, rice. They're gonna have all that healthy shit and steamed vegetables, so you'll be fine. All right. And here's the thing: most of you guys eat until you're full, not knowing how much you're actually consuming. Your fullness has nothing to do with calories. All right. So a lot of the times you can eat, like for me, I could eat a family size bag of chips, 1,500 calories, and not be full because there's no satiety factors in it and it's hyper palatable. There's no fiber, there's no protein, there's nothing, right? Versus if I eat a bowl of watermelon, which is probably like 100, 200 calories max, I'll be full because there's a lot of water in it, of course, and then there's some fiber in it and there's some nutrients in it as well. It's very voluminous, right? Voluminous, right? And that's the difference, guys. High volume is different. When you eat high protein, whole foods, high fiber, whole foods, drink a lot of water, stay up on the water, you will notice a difference. You will be more full throughout the day. Not only will you be more full throughout the day, but you'll think that you're eating more. Here's an example. A lot of times when my clients start the program, they're like, "Hey, Luther, I'm eating too much. I think I'm going to get fat." And I'm like, "No, you're eating high volume, high fiber foods, high protein foods, but you're eating way less calories than you're eating before. You were eating 3,500 calories before. Now you're eating 2,500, but it feels like you're eating 4,000 because there's so much fiber in whole foods, right?" And a lot of times you grab random snacks. If any of you guys work in the medical field, like the medical field has the most random snacks of all time. Like you just go somewhere, they're like, "Hey, here's some candy. Hey, here's some donuts. Hey, go to the break room." You go to the break room, and there's just like a bunch of just bullshit there. There might be some pizza, there might be some muffins. There's just always something. Or someone's like, "Hey, I brought a muffin and donut tray." Just always unhealthy stuff. So here's the thing: when you eat without intention, when you have no structure, when you do not plan out what you're going to eat on a daily basis, every single meal, you will literally fall to any temptation because you have no structure. When you eat without intention, you're just doing whatever. You're like, "Oh, he offered me this, I'll eat that." But when you eat with intention, you know how many calories you're consuming, you know why you're consuming it, and you know it aligns with your goals. When you're eating without intention, it does nothing aligns with your goals, so it doesn't really fucking matter what you eat. It's like, oh well, just like if you're not actively saving money, you're just like, well, I guess I could buy a Pokemon card today and a PS5 tomorrow, and I'll just get an Xbox tomorrow. Guess I could get this OnlyFans here because that hey, y'all be buying that shit. So that's what happens when you don't have intention versus when you're like, okay, I'm saving up for this, so I could only spend on these items, and you budget it out. All right, calorie counting, knowing your calories, very similar to spending habits. It's very very similar because when you spend calories where you need to spend them, you're gonna realize, oh wow, that's why you need to eat more whole foods because they provide you more nutrients, more satiety, and they're lower in calories, and they give you more protein. All right. Here's another thing: lack of self awareness and self accountability. People just have no idea what they're doing on a daily basis. And here's the thing: a hunger pain, listen, you're going to get a hunger pain. Stop caving when you get a hunger pain and panicking. Stop being like, "Oh my God, it's over. Like, I have to eat." No, you don't. If you have a hunger pain, it just means you're eating less than usual. And your body's like, "Hey, are you sure about this shit?" That's all it means. And here's another thing: holidays are coming up, holidays are passing by, all that shit. It doesn't mean you have to binge. All right. Now, one holiday day or one week of eating whatever is not going to throw you off track, but feeling like you have to binge at that specific moment is an issue. Like if you're like, "I don't want to binge now, but I have to because of the holidays." No, you don't. You can do whatever you want to. You could not binge on the holidays and then you can have a cheat day some other day, right? Like it is what it is. You do not have to binge on the holidays, all right? Because here's the thing: if you binge every holiday, every birthday, every weekend, you drink every weekend, you drink every holiday, you drink every birthday. That's like half the year. Like a lot of you guys have a lot of friends with different birthdays. Weekends happen every week. Why do you celebrate them? That shit makes no fucking sense. And then holidays, they're gonna happen multiple times. You have July 4th, you have St. Patty's Day, you have Valentine's Day, you have New Year's, you have Christmas and Thanksgiving. People tend to binge on those holidays, but it's like you have to really think about it. It's like, is it the holidays that's holding you back, or is it your overall nutrition? It's usually your overall nutrition, but you blame it on the holidays and the weekends. Listen, there is no halfway in, halfway out. You do not leave the door open when you're locked in on your nutrition. You go all in, right? Halfway out or out, it's the same fucking thing. All right, if you're halfway in, halfway out, you're just canceling each other out every day. You're like, "Oh, I ate good during the week." Then you binge so much on the weekend, you cancel it out. So that doesn't count either. You got to go all in. You got to be very serious and intentional with your goals. All right, and you're the reason. All right, you're the reason you're not at your goals. Once you realize you're the reason you're not at your goals, you're gonna be like, "You know what? If I'm the reason I'm not at my goals, if I change myself, right, not the world. If I change myself, then I'll get to my goals. Period. Simple." All right, here's another one. No fucking dieting, guys. Stop with this dieting shit. Stop being like, "Hey man, the key is like keto. I'm gonna do this keto diet." Stop doing this shit. It's so dumb. And do not DM me some shit about keto diet. I don't associate with that low ass dumb ass energy. It is so dumb. If you think keto is the key to you losing fat, you have such a low like your knowledge of nutrition is so low. I don't even want to talk to you. I don't want to. It's so dumb. Be in a calorie deficit. Here's the thing: people who want to do keto are like they're trying to repent for their sins because that's how bad they've been eating. They've been eating gluttonously, bro. They've been eating insanely. They've been eating just crazy. They literally been eating cookies, cake, chips, pizza 24/7. And then on the holidays, they binge even more. So then they're like, "Dude, like, I think I need to do keto because you feel you want to cleanse yourself, right? Because you feel like you sin so much. When in reality, it's like, dude, you've been eating 5,000 calories a day. Your keto diet that you're trying to do is 1,500 calories. That doesn't make any. It's just not necessary. You're 350 pounds, eating 5,000 calories a day. Bump it down to 3,500, and you are shredding fat 3 pounds per week. All right, that's how you lose fat. Fat loss is a long term thing. All right, and when you lose fat everywhere, you lose fat in your belly. That's what you got. A lot of you guys want. You guys want to lose fat in your belly. That's exactly what we're talking about. You're gonna lose fat everywhere, including your belly. Stop doing this stupid keto for a few weeks and then coming to me and be like, "Oh, it was successful when I was doing it." If you're not currently doing something that you started, it is not successful. All right. It doesn't make any fucking sense. All right. That's not success. Success is not starting something and then failing it and then not doing it ever again because it's unsustainable. Success is doing something sustainably and being consistent with it. That's what it is. All right. Period. Like I said earlier, why the fuck is there a K here? All right, like I said earlier, weekends and holidays, guys, stop doing it. Like, here's the thing: follow the 90-10 rule or follow the 95-5 rule. If it's a special event or I'm going out or some shit, like my brother's birthday, I ate whatever I wanted to. What happened? And I drank some wine. What happened? Absolutely nothing because my body's like, what the fuck, bro? You haven't done this shit in a minute, bro. My body's like, okay, cool, extra calories. Let's just use it to recover and let's just use it for energy in the gym tomorrow. Type shit. You see what I'm saying? And flush out everything else. Like flush out the water since we have extra carbs for the first time in a while. Right? It's not gonna affect you when it's 10% of the time. The problem is you guys don't know what 10% means. You think 10% means every day. All right. It doesn't mean every day. You guys are eating like shit every day. All right. So yeah, plan your cheat days. Stop having cheat days all the fucking time. And if you're above 20% body fat, thinking about cheat days, just get that shit out your mind. If you're above 20%, if you're 30%, if you're 40%, if you're 50% body fat, you've had too many cheat days. I think if you're 20% body fat, you had way too many fucking cheat days. To be 20%, it's pretty hard to get to 20% eating lean. Like you got to eat like shit to get to 20% even. But most people, like I said, the average male is 28%. So getting to that 20 to 30%, you're eating a lot of processed shit. You're eating a lot of excess calories. You're eating a lot of shit. You're being inactive. You've had enough cheat days. It's time to lock in and get lean. Then once you get lean, you can fit in some cheat days, do the 90-10 rule. But once you get lean, you become a different person. You don't even want to do cheat days, to be honest. All right. And one more thing. This is a very common one for you guys. All right. I see this with a lot of people who get on calls, who are on TikTok live. I go live every day. I see this every single day. People gaining weight in a long period of time and wanting to lose it in 1/1000th of the time. They're like, dude, it took me 10, bro, the past 10 years, I gained 100 pounds. And they want to lose that 100 pounds in a month or two because they've seen it happen. I don't know where they've seen it happen, maybe AI or some shit, but they said they've seen it happen and they're fixated on it. And it's like, it took you 10 years to gain 100 pounds. That's like 1 pound per month, right? Not even. That's like zero point 0.8 pounds per month, like for 10 years. That's consistency. So in order to lose it, that means if you lose 4 pounds in a month, you're losing at a rate 4 times faster. But realistically, you'll probably lose like 8 pounds the first month. So you're losing at a rate 8 times faster. You got to start looking at it that way and realizing it's a long-term thing. All right. People don't lose fat. People don't lose a lot of fat because they want everything to happen at once. You can only lose half an inch to an inch at a time. All right. Every couple of weeks, you'll lose half an inch to an inch. It is what it is. That's better than not losing an inch, and the time's going to pass regardless. You have to start realizing that and stop feeling like, oh my gosh, like I have to lose more. No. In order for you to go from a 32-inch waist to a 45-inch waist or 48-inch waist or 50-inch waist, it took time, it took time, it took time, it took time. So in order to lose it, it's not going to take the same amount of time, thank God, but it's still going to take, more than a couple of weeks. You have to be patient. All right. Here's another thing that you guys do. You guys aim to be average. Anybody who aims to be average is going to be below average. And everybody who aims to be right above average is going to be average. Because average people aim to be right above average. This is how it is. They're like, damn, man. I just like a lot of people are like, man, like if I had your physique, man, I'll be chilling. That's why you don't have my physique. Period. That's why you're not as lean as me because this is your end goal, right? This is what you're like. You'd be okay with it because you know you didn't put the work in to get there, and you know you're not willing to put the work in to stay there. You see what I'm saying? So that's what a lot of people do. They're like, man, if I could just be average, if I could just be like 20% and chill, you aim to be 20%, you're gonna be 30%. Period. Like that's such a low standard to have. When you aim low and you hit, that's the most dangerous thing. Like a lot of times you guys aim for like 25%. Like if I could just go from 35 to 25, you get to 25, you're like, oh shit, I'm happy. I'm having cheat days every weekend. You still have high blood pressure and high cholesterol, low ass standards. All right, surround yourself with people who make you uncomfortable. Surround yourself with people who, okay, that sounded fucking crazy, but surround yourself with people who push you to the next level is what I mean, right? Who get you out your comfort zone. All right, not people who make you uncomfortable. That sounds like some pedo shit. But anyways, lock in, right? And here's the thing: average people. This is a big one. Average people, January is coming up, like to work out when they feel like it and not when they're tired. All right, or not when they're had a bad day at work, or not when their girlfriend's like, I don't really like you anymore, or you know what, or you get in a fight with your girlfriend, or she's like, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, or some bullshit, or she likes some dude's picture, or she likes my picture, or she DMs me. Check your girl's DM. If she DMs my friend, bro, she's cooked. But anyways, yeah, when something happens, you just let it affect you to the point where you stop doing what you need to do. Always do what you need to do, no matter what. Because when you get to your goal, you're gonna appreciate all those hard times you showed up, and all those hard times you showed up is gonna make you a stronger person. You're gonna think differently. Your standards are gonna be higher. And then the funny thing is, here's the thing: my clients when they first start, they're like, "Oh my god, it's so hard. Like I don't know what to do. This is hard." Then when they dropped like 50 plus pounds and they showed up on the hardest days when it was raining, when their leg hurt because something happened at work, when someone at work cussed them out and just they broke up with someone when they kept showing up, later on in the journey, they have a different mindset. And then people start asking them what they used to ask me, and they're just like, why do they ask me that? And I was like, hey, you used to ask me the same shit too. Everyone starts somewhere. And it's like they get to that next level, because when you get to the other side, when you actually commit to your goals and you get that confidence, you're going to be a different motherfucker. You're just going to be a different person. You can't be the same person when you're lean as you were when you had a big ass belly. It's not the same thing. You think differently. Your perspective is different, which is why you're able to even get to that point and maintain that point. People who are lean, right? Here's the thing: when people are like, "Man, if I had your abs, I would stop working out." That mentality is why you're never gonna have abs. Because if you stop doing something that gets you to the point that you want to be at, then you're never gonna get to the point you're gonna be at, because you stop doing it. You would stop doing it if you got there. That means you don't love the process. All right. That means you don't even understand what it takes. That doesn't make any sense. Like, a lot of times people are like, man, if I was Alex Ramosi, man, if I had $1 million, I would just stop. His ambition being that he wants to be a billionaire is how he gets hundreds of millions. If his ambition was to be like just make 900K, he would probably be, he'd probably be making 100K a year, something like that. But his ambitions are huge. Like, when you reach for like the stars, that's when you start to really make progress. And you're like, damn, I'm gonna step on stage. I'm gonna look like Alex Eubank. That's when you get a steady. Me, when I was on my journey, I was following people who were like shredded, locked in. I was following like Jeff Lowe's. Chris Jones looks crazy. Like, he's shredded as hell. I was following Alex Eubank, David JB Fit, and David JB Fit got the craziest physique. I was like, that was my inspiration. That's what I was chasing. So then other people, and then my older brother, always stronger than me, and he was always aesthetic. So like, and then people started being like, hey, how are you so strong? And I'm like, compared to my brother, I'm weak. And people are like, dude, you're aesthetic. I'm like, compared to David JB Fit, I'm not weak. Comparison is a thief of joy. But also, if you use it as motivation, you don't hate on people, because, like I said in the body game video, a lot of you guys hate on other people. If you use it as motivation, it'll push you to the next level for sure. All right, follow people on social media who have the physique you want and who have the mindset you want. All right, one more thing: stop looking for a magic solution. This Ozempic bullshit, or you don't understand fat burner works. All that dumb shit is dumb. Here's the thing: fat burner, right? Fat burner has caffeine in it. It might have some green tea extract. Even if it helps you burn fat, burning fat and losing fat aren't the same thing. You burn fat at rest. You burn fat when you chew food, right? The question is, what is your energy balance? Because a lot of you guys burn fat at rest. If your basal metabolic rate is like 2,100 calories or some shit, right? If that's your basal metabolic rate, that means you're burning 2,100 calories per day. If you're just sitting down and like eating food and just doing your neat and doing the normal stuff, you're burning 2,100 calories. You're burning fat. Congratulations. The problem is you're eating 4,000 calories. You're eating cream puffs and shit, right? You're not mashed lead, bro. You can't eat cream puffs. Let's just keep it a buck. You're eating fucking donuts and shit like that. Or you think side crunches work. Side crunches are goofy. They're goofy. If you're lean as hell and you're doing like some ab work, that's cool. And you're stepping on stage, that's cool. But if you're 40% body fat and you're spending an extra 30 minutes doing ab work because you know you're going to eat like shit tonight, you're cooked. You're easily cooked. All right? Simple. And here's the thing: bottom line is, if you want to lose your belly fat, you got to realize that a routine will not work if you don't. It's literally impossible. You cannot get a bachelor's degree if you don't do what it takes to get a bachelor's degree. Like, showing up to graduation, like, where's my bachelor's? You did 10 credits, you need 120. That's how it is. That's how it is. Like, I've never in my entire life, I've been training for, what's it, 2024? I've been training for 8 years. I've never been surprised by a client's results ever. Now, they sometimes they're like, oh my god, like, I did good for a week, and I'm like, you did less than the bare minimum for a week, which is improvement on what you're doing before. But a week versus your 50 years of eating like shit, that's nothing. Like, try 6 months of doing the bare minimum, strength training, hitting your nutrition, getting your sleep and water intake. Try 6 months of that. Then you'll see some decent results. All right. But expecting something after 1 week is just crazy. All right. You got to remember that consistency is key, and time is your best friend when it comes to this shit. You need to put the time in. You cannot skip the time. You can't skip the process. You could only lose so much fat at once. Here's the thing: I always say this. You need to know where you're starting. If you're 50% body fat, you're not going to get shredded. You're not going to look like Alex Eubank in 2 months. You're not going to look like David JB Fit in 3 months. It's just not going to happen. And a lot of you guys want that shit to happen. You're not going to look like Ramel Gaines in 1 month. All right, you guys always think that you're like, yeah, I got a formula. I'm gonna do keto. It's like, bro, you're 50% body fat and you've never lifted weights before. You have to gain strength and you have to build muscle. That's one process. Then you have to lose 40% body fat. I mean, he's probably 5% body fat. So you have to lose like 45% body fat. That is a long-term process, and it's going to change you mentally positively, right? but it's not something happening in a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, not even a year. If you want to build that much muscle and lose that much fat, it's just not going to happen. And stop expecting results when you aren't putting in the work. That is the goofiest shit to me. It's just goofy. Like some people, like people will tell me, I've had clients in the past, and they'll be like, "Dang man, like we'll get on the call, and be like, hey man, we need to lock in. We'll get on the call, they'll be like, dang man, I don't know if I'm seeing results or not. I'm like, I mean, you shouldn't fucking expect to see results. Why do you? And I ask them straight up, like, why do you expect to see results? They're like I've been working out, and I'm like, you work out 80%, you hit 80% of your workouts, and you hit 40% of your nutrition. Expecting results with that is insanity. It's literally insanity because you're not even doing the bare minimum. It's literally crazy. It's crazy to me. It's like, dude, you're not doing the bare minimum. You're absolutely shitting on your nutrition. You're just like, why do you expect results? It's insane. You're not getting results if you don't do the bare minimum. When you do the bare minimum, I'm like, okay, you might get the bare minimum results. Okay, cool. Makes sense. And then you got to do it consistently. Stop switching shit. Stop getting shiny object syndrome. Stop being impatient because the time's gonna pass. And when you're impatient, you're gonna guarantee that you fail. Like, stop giving in to instant gratification. Never give up what you want most, losing that belly fat, getting lean, for what you want now. Switching plans or having an extra cheat meal. Like, stop doing that shit. Period. All right. And here's my favorite thing to say. This is literally my favorite thing to say. All right. I might put this. I might have to say this in every video. These IG recipes. Stop doing that shit. Stop making. Who did that shit? Someone was making like protein. Someone sent me their meals. They were making like protein ice cream for breakfast, protein pizza for dinner. They're trying to make like this long recipe for lunch, and then they fell off. And they're like, I don't know. I tried my best. I just fell off. Yeah, you're spending 6 hours in the kitchen, but that was your off day. As soon as you went back to work, it's like you can't do that shit. So now you're going back to your old habits of getting Chick-fil-A every day, big bag food. Like, stop doing that, because when you spend extra time in the kitchen, that's another barrier to your goals. For me, I'm not spending that long in the kitchen. When I make eggs, 10 minutes max. All right, 10 minutes max. When I make ground beef, 15 minutes max with all the veggies cut up and all that other stuff. When I make steak, 10 minutes max. Simple. It's really quick. And then if I'm having it with some rice, I'll just microwave the rice or put it in a rice cooker, depending on what kind of rice I get. Simple. Sweet potato, air fry that bitch. Cut it up, air fry that bitch. Regular potato, air fry that bitch. Tater tots, air fry that bitch. Simple shit. All right. Or put something in the oven while I'm doing other shit. Like, you guys got to make sure you're not spending so much time in the kitchen. Meal prep everything in advance, so when you get home, it's like, okay, you have no choice but to lock in because it's in the fridge. All you gotta do is microwave it instead of going to McDonald's and shit like that. All right. And this cheat day shit, like, I'm not even gonna go into this cheat day shit because none of you, like, if you're above 20% body fat, you shouldn't even be, never utter this word. The word cheat day, never utter it if you're above 20% body fat. You shouldn't be uttering it. You shouldn't even be thinking about it. Period. All right. Anyways, y'all, if you want to lock in, if you're serious about your goals, the New Year's coming up, if you really want to lose fat, G shit, no bullshit, straightforward, consistent, sustainable habits, link is in the description, man.